Hey, it's Brooks. A couple things in this video, something for everyone, I guess you could say. A few new character designs that I want to show you guys, but also we have this to open up. Big, exciting thing in here. But I also want to talk about what's inside this, what it means, not just for me, but for you, and sort of the nature of milestones and goals as an artist. We talk a lot about artistic mindset on this channel, and I think this is a really good opportunity to put some of that stuff in focus. So most of you probably already know what this is. It did take a little bit longer, of course, since they need to process, I guess. I'm not sure the full situation on their back end. This is now an unboxing channel. Deal with it. Awesome, really nice letter here. Personally, from Susan, I know there are a lot of people that reach this level. Wow, look at this. That's pretty great. There's 100,000 subscribers on the bottom there. Let's put fingerprints on it. Let's do that. That's awesome. Very cool. This will go on the wall back there. There's some plans that we have for what's going on back here, which will probably be a future video here. So while I'm talking about this, the art that you're going to see on screen is for a couple of characters who I'm calling glowpups. And the purpose of these characters is I wanted a familiar for the Wanderlumin character. Something that, because he's a little bit of an aloof, sort of obtuse design on purpose, I wanted a focal point for him, or something that sort of alludes to maybe his mood or expression. The way that a sort of stoic character, not that he's necessarily that stoic, but it's difficult to show a ton of expression on him, which is okay, I think, for the purposes of the character. But these just offer the opportunity to make some pet familiars, and I'm really happy with how these turned out. A little bit more about the minutia of those characters in a minute. First of all, though, I do want to say, first, thank you to the first 100,000 people subscribed who found my content engaging, who found it educational or worthy enough of their attention. I am very grateful for that. And this is a nice little thing. This little plaque is great. But I do, sort of the point of this video on the other end of things, on the flip side of things, I do think that you should be careful in your own sort of goal setting and what you count as a milestone and things like that. When you talk about character design, which is sort of the central subject of this channel, all characters, good characters, are designed with a purpose. Even the ones you're seeing on screen here, even though there's something about just the what about them that's interesting and cool and making interesting shapes and cute, appealing characters, there's also a purpose that they're meant for that kind of drives them forward toward that end point. Otherwise, you just kind of sit there drawing aimlessly. And so for me, at no point have I ever sat down and said, wrote a to-do list that said hit 100,000 subscribers, nor am I sort of striving and like ready to hit 1 million next or anything for the next plaque. Obviously those things are great, and it's a cool thing to reflect back on. A couple of years of work to get to this point. But I also think with the nature of goal setting, of milestones, there's a more important thing to focus on. Oftentimes, especially with younger folks, you'll find this desire to hit that number, to hit a milestone, to hit the status or popularity level without necessarily a reason behind it or a purpose to do that, besides sort of your own self worth, I guess, or self-aggrandizing, something of vanity behind it. I do think the healthy way to look at something like a large number of subscribers, a large channel, anything like that, is as a tool, kind of like a megaphone. It means that many people are paying attention, but the way that you use that, the way that you wield it, whether for good or for bad, with purpose or without, really matters. For me, hitting 100,000 subscribers hasn't meant that I'm a millionaire. It doesn't mean that YouTube is a primary source of income. It doesn't mean that I've somehow graduated to a new status in life. What it has meant, though, is that I've been able to reach more people. I've been able to help a lot of people, and more people have been able to see my own stories and my own work. Things like the Biko's Backpack project that I launched last month really matters to me, and it's something that I don't think would be as successful or would be able to reach as many people if I hadn't started this channel. My purpose with Character Design Forge has always been to empower creativity through practical help. because I think a lot of us have this desire to tell stories, to draw things, to make things, and there's sort of this latent creative energy that sometimes doesn't get used in the right way or in the most effective ways. A lot of times it takes help, it takes skills built up behind them to make that stuff happen, and that's what I've been trying to help people get to, whether it's through drawing assistance, whether it's through helping you think about stories a better way, or even especially through the artistic mindset, what things are healthiest to get you in the right place mentally to do the work. When I think about hitting goals and milestones, the things that I work towards aren't necessarily numbers like this. Really, it's two prongs. It's one, project-based, what things I want to accomplish and get done, what things I want to make. And then two, I think a thing that isn't necessarily thought about enough is, what does your ideal day look like? I think for a lot of people, getting to work on something, getting to work for someone is this big deal, but maybe they get to that spot and realize that they're miserable, or they make a certain amount of money, but they're miserable. So I think that idea of what your ideal day looks like, the ideal things that you'd like to get done or have happen, or even the sort of stress level that you want or don't want, is really underappreciated, and it's something that maybe would help people get to a better, happier place just through planning. So there were so many sketches that went into the idea of this glow pup, and a lot of different elements that I was trying to work into one character. And here's where I made the decision to, instead of try to squeeze everything in and compromise the final quality of the character, to split them into two and really take those two things that were kind of fighting against each other and let them sort of spread their wings on their own. One of the characters you see here is sort of partially otter, partially dachshund inspired. Little tribute to Tristan there. And the other one eventually ended up being what I call a mammalian owl, a mammal owl of sorts, and really getting those owl qualities into something that you would traditionally think of as like a little fox or rodent type of character, really pushed it to something that I think is a little bit more unique. You'll be seeing a lot more of the glow pups in some stuff coming up here, and for now I'm really happy that the Wanderlumin has these extra tools at his disposal, some extra things that say something about him, and I'm looking forward to showing you some more of that stuff. Also, on another personal note, even though this video is kind of full of those, some recent things that I alluded to that I couldn't talk about, things that were really on our minds and causing a lot of stress, have thankfully gone really as well as they could, better than we had planned. So very happy about that. I do find myself in a little bit of a post-stress burnout state of recovery after that, but thankfully things went so well that all you'll see coming up is just a lot better mindset for me, which results in better work. You can keep my forge burning on patreon.com/bageldenizen if this thing will stay focused. I have no idea how this video is going to turn out. You can get a ton of things there, including Biko's Backpack, which is a monthly delivery of new original art made specifically for Biko's Backpack that shows up in your mailbox. Things like this enamel pin here, things like trading cards and stickers, mini prints. So really cool stuff. February's is coming up very soon, so don't miss out on January's. You can keep subscribed here on youtube.com/characterdesignforge. I've never said that URL, but whatever. We make new videos every Tuesday and try to help you make things better, empowering your creativity with practical help. Hopefully that little line, I like that line. Thank you so much for watching, and have fun creating. That's good for now.